How's the taste?
Ano taste?
The easiest. The easiest. Barbecue, the easiest. Bansa. Pinaka sa'yo. Pinakadali.
But I think the most important thing is, this is rice from our local farmers. Let's put our faith in them. Quality rin naman yung mga Filipino farmers eh. Quality rin naman yung Filipino rice. Good faith lang naman kailangan natin eh. Sa kapwa Filipino. Think about it. Yung mga farmers natin, they really need this. That's their livelihood. And because of this 20 peso per kilo rice, ang DA bibilhin lahat eh. There's already market.
Hindi susundin ni Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia ang 6 na buwang suspensyon na ipinataw sa kanya ng Office of the Ombudsman. Sabi ng gobernador, hindi raw ito maaaring ipatupad dahil sa election period. Si Jim Ray Biosa sa detalye ng balita.
What should be very clear today is we are writing to Secretary Remulla and I am not stepping down.
Sa halip na bumaba sa pwesto, inatasan ni Garcia ang kanyang kampo na maghain ng motion for clarification sa Department of Interior and Local Government. Nahaharap ang gobernador sa mabibigat na reklamong grave abuse of authority, gross misconduct, at serious dishonesty kaugnay sa umano'y illegal na pagbibigay ng special permit sa isang construction company. Sabi ng Ombudsman, malinaw ang paglabag ni Garcia sa Republic Act 6713 o Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials. Hindi ito ang unang beses na kwestiyon ang integridad ni Garcia. Noong 2012, sinuspindi rin siya dahil sa grave abuse of authority matapos ilipat ang provincial na budget nang walang basbas ng sangguniang panlalawigan. Bukod dito, naharap din siya sa mga kasong administratibo at graft na umaabot pa sa sandigang bayan. Sa kabila ng malinaw na batayan ng suspensyon, pinapalabas ngayon ng kanyang kampo na hindi ito maaaring ipatupad dahil sa election period. Isang taktikang tinutuligsa ng mga legal expert bilang desperadong paraan para makaiwas sa pananagutan. Para naman sa mga Cebuano, ang tahasang pagtanggi ni Garcia na sumunod ay malinaw na kawalan ng respeto sa batas na nagpapahina sa tiwala ng taong bayan sa pamahalaan.
My dear friends, is the real situation on why I was preventively suspended. There is a statement from Ombudsman Martires with Rappler saying what she did was even worse than what happened to the chocolate hills of Bohol. And I really stretched my imagination trying to find some relevance, an iota of relevance at all between what happened to the chocolate hills of Bohol, where private resorts were allowed to be constructed thereat, and what happened in Mananga River, where with MCWD's request, which by the way owns the ECC and had been issued the ECC for the upstream length of Mananga. The province owns the ECC downstream. Where is the relevance? How can that even be compared? We were desilting in order to let water, precious water, flow to the Haklupan Dam so that MCWD could meet its commitments to hundreds of thousands of households. What is the relevance here? He goes on further to say, grabe talaga ang quarrying doon. I agree. I agree. If he would only look at what Apoland has done, granted over 3,000 hectares of mineral processing sharing agreement by the MGB over there in Naga, where in 2018, because of this massive, horrendous quarrying allowed by the MPSAs issued by MGB, not the province of Cebu, by the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, and sanctioned by the DENR, then not of this administration, but of previous administrations. Because of that continuous quarrying, more than 100 lives were lost in September of 2018 when that massive landslide happened right at the back of Cemex, or this cement plant that is fed by Apoland, which I have issued a cease and desist order because they are now quarrying where communities are right under their MPSA. The Ombudsman, I believe, because he never gave me the opportunity to respond, has been grossly misinformed. But much, that is his tragedy, not mine. Because his statements in Rappler exposed how truly unenlightened he was as regards the Mananga case by his mere comparison of this to the Chocolate Hills. I have stretched your indulgence, but I am making use of this time, hoping that even national media that is covering this event would be made aware. Surely this 20 peso per kilo launching is supposed to be of major headline national news, but they saw to it. Just 2 days before this launching, they came up with that blockbuster, preventively suspending Governor Gwen Garcia, the governor of the province where the President and DA Secretary Laurel had chosen to launch this game changer. Ang makausab sa dagan, og maoy gikakulbaan niining mga kampon sa kadiliman. Kining game changer, 20 pesos ang kilo. That was meant to divert the nation's attention. And now, as the attention of our brother and sister Filipinos are focused on Cebu and this supposedly preventively suspended governor, ang mga kampon sa kadiliman are hoping that somehow the positiveness, the freshness, the hope that this will bring to millions and millions of Filipinos can at least be doused by their negative moves. Well, nice try. Nice try, bots o mga bots-buton. You can only go so far if your brains can only skim the surface, because that's how superficial you really are. You see, you can no longer hold this. You thought that with your sentimentality, with your hand-wringing, and your sudden great affection for personalities, you will be able to capture the hearts and sentiments of the Filipinos. For a while there, yes, but you see, itong 20 peso meron na. The 20 peso per kilo of rice now made available is going to strike right at the stomach of millions upon millions of Cebuanos, where it really matters. Because if there is nothing to feed the stomach, the heart stops and ceases to beat. Kining 20, moderitso ni sa tagsa-tagsa ka mga igsuon natong naglisod karon, matagaan nato og lugway og mapaarang-arang ang ilang kahimtang og gikan diri sa estomago kung diin mo diretso kining 20 por kilo nga bugas ang kasing-kasing nga abi ninyo inyong giangkon kining maong kasing-kasing makaamgo kung kinsa gayud di ay ang angay nga magdumala ning nasod nga Pilipinas ug kinsa ang mga angayan nga mga lideres nga kaayuhan lamang sa katawhan ang gitinguha bisan pa sa tanang hagit paglisod-lisod, pagtamay, pagkunis-kunis. Ania kami. Ania ang atong presidente Ferdinand Marcos Jr. fulfilling his promise 20 bugas meron na sa Binisaya pa 20 bugas mamalit na ta. Pagpili mo, and I address this to those who continue to think and analyze and appreciate the situation, especially to those who are first and foremost after the welfare of your children, who must be able to eat right, and how you can be budgeting for other expenses as well, because sa pagpalit og tag 55 por kilo, tag 60 por kilo karon 20 na. Kung kaniadto ang 200 nimo sa napo ka kilo nga mapalit karon, kaniadto mapalit lang og 2 ka kilo tunga karon napulo na ka kilo. I challenge each and every Cebuano and each and every Filipino. Asa man mo. Bashing, bashers, bot-bot, o bugas, mamalit na ta.